my lovely viewers, welcome again to Mathematics and I. It is your presenter Jeff Nino, and today the question we are going to be serving says, given that cos x equal to 2 over 5, evaluate tan x minus 2 cosec x all over 1 plus sec x. Now, this is a question that is from trigonometry as a topic in mathematics. Now, how do you solve this question? Before I will solve this question, I want you to know the three inverse of basic trigonometry ratios. The first is cosec x. Now, cosec x is the inverse of x, which is 1 over sine x. Number 2, cot x. Now, cot x is the inverse of tan x, which is 1 over tan x. Number 3, sec x. Now, sec x is the inverse of cos x, which is what? 1 over cos x. Now, most of you might forget this. Now, let me give you a shorter way to remember these inverses. Now, if you take a look at cosec, the spelling cosec, you will notice that the third letter is s. And what does s represent under what? Basic angles or under basic trigonometry what? Ratios. S represents sine. So it means cosec is the inverse of sine. Now, if you have cot, also the third letter of cot is t. And what does t represent? Tan. So it simply means cot is the inverse of tan. And then lastly, we have sec. What is the third letter there? C. Now, what does c represent? Cos. So what does that mean? Sec is the inverse of cos. Are you with me? So let us imagine we have sine theta equals to 12 over 13. And then you are told to find cosec theta. Now, it is very simple. If sine theta is 12 over 13 and you are asked to find cosec, and we said cosec is the inverse of sine, what does that mean? The answer becomes 13 over 12. Because why? If you should reciprocate 13 and 12, it means you have also reciprocate what? 1 over sine. Are you there? So it means 13 over 12 becomes cosec, because by 13 over 12 is the inverse of sine. It is as simple as that. Now, let us come back to the question proper. It says, we were given something, okay? We were given something, and let us see how we can work with this thing that was given to us. We were given cot s. Cot s. So we what? 12 over 5. Good. Now, naturally, what did we say is cot? Cot is the inverse of tan. So it means if cot s is 12 over 5, what will be tan x? 5 over 12. Because when you reciprocate cot, you get tan. When you reciprocate tan, you get cot, vice versa. Are you with me? Now, so it means tan x is 5 over 12. Now here, tan from socatois. Socatois. Now, tan is actually from toi. The T here stands for tan. O means opposite over adjacent. Okay, so it means 5 here. Our opposite here is 5. And our adjacent here is 12. According to 12, which says what? Opposite over what? Adjacent. But now you will understand that the opposite is 5, the adjacent is 12, but something is missing. Now, what is missing? According to Pythagoras' theorem, there are 3 sides of a right angle triangle. And these 3 sides are called hypotenuse, opposite, and adjacent. But in this question, only the opposite and adjacent was given. So something is missing. What is missing? The hypotenuse. So it means before we can apply, before we can solve for this question we were answer solve for, we must know the complete 3 sides of the right angle triangle. Now the question is, how can we solve for hypotenuse? Now Pythagoras gave the formula, says, whenever you are looking for the hypotenuse, you add the square of what? Opposite and adjacent. And then, whenever you are looking for opposites of adjacent, what do? You minus. So let us work on this. Now, hypotenuse square becomes adjacent square plus opposite square. Are you with me? Good, let's go now. Hypotenuse square becomes, now our adjacent is 12. Our opposite is 5. So here becomes hypotenuse square is, now 12 square means 12 times 12, not 12 times 2. So 12 times 12 is 144. 5 raised to the power 2 means 5 times 5, which is what? 25. So here becomes hypotenuse squared. Becomes 169. Now we are not looking for hypotenuse square, rather we are looking for hypotenuse. So for us to get the hypotenuse, what happens? The square has to cross the other side of the equation. And when the square crosses an equality sign, it becomes square root. So here becomes hypotenuse is equal to the square root of 169, which will give us what? 13. Good. Very good. Now we have gotten what? Our hypotenuse. Now we have not just gotten the hypotenuse, but rather we have gotten the three sides of the right angle triangle. Now let us proceed. Now that we have been able to get the three sides, let's come back to the question which we have to evaluate. The question says evaluate tan x minus cosec x over 1 plus sec x. Now, I don't have a problem with tan x because I already have the value for tan x as 5 over 12. But I have a problem with cosec because I don't know, cosec was not given in the question. But don't forget, cosec, like I said, is what? The inverse of sine. So the best way for you to get cosec is to get sine first. When you get sine, just turn it upside down, you're getting cosec. So let's get sine. Now, according to what? So, in SOHCAHTOA, S here means sine, O means opposite over hypotenuse. So, sine S means opposite over hypotenuse. And now, what is our opposite? Our opposite here was 5. Let me write it first. Opposite over hypotenuse. Now, our opposite is 5 according to the question given. And our hypotenuse now is 13. You see, if it was not possible, if we have not solved for hypotenuse, there is no way we would have gotten this answer. No way. No way. Now, if sine x is 5 over 13, class, what do you think will be cosec x? Cosec x becomes what? 13 over 5. Because when you reciprocate sine, when you turn sine upside down, you have gotten the inverse of sine. And the inverse of sine is what? Cosec. Now, let's go to the next one, sec. Now, sec is what? The inverse of cos. So, the best way to get sec is to get cos. Let's get cos. Cos x. Now, cos is from CAH, C-A-H, which means adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent over hypotenuse. Now, what is our adjacent? According to the question, adjacent is 12, and our hypotenuse is 13. Question, if cos s is 12 over 13, what is sec s? Sec s, without wasting time, becomes 13 over 12. Because when you reciprocate cos, you have gotten sec. It's as simple as that. So now that we have gotten all of this, let's come back to the question and smile, and then start solving. Now, we have tan x. What is tan x? Tan x is 5 over 12. Minus 2 into the bracket of what do I have? Cosec s. What is cosec s? 13 over 5. All over. What do I have? 1 plus what do I have? Sec s. What is sec s? 13 over 12. Now we have left the topic trigonometry, and now we are solving problems on fractions. This is simple fraction. Let us. Okay. Coming. Now let us open the bracket. 2 into the bracket 13 over what? 15. Sorry, over 5. So here becomes 5 over 12 minus, now 2 times 13 gives us 26 over 5 all over. Now short way to solve this type of math, 12 multiplied by 1 gives us 12. 12 plus 13 gives us what? 25. So here becomes 25 over 12. Okay, simple. It's very simple. 12 multiplied by 1 is 12. 12 plus 13 gives us 25 over 12. Good, let's proceed. Here, I cannot use that method here, never, because why? This 5 is also carrying a what? A denominator, 12. So there's no way I can say 5 times 5 minus 9, it should be wrong. So what am I going to do here now? I'm going to look for the words now, the LCM of 12 and 5 at the numerator. Now, LCM of 12 and 5, some of you don't know how to do it, let me teach you. 5 and 12. Now, the lowest number that can cancel them is 2. 2 cannot cancel 5, so I have 5. 2 can cancel 12 6 times. 2 again cannot cancel 5, so I have 5. 2 can cancel 6 3 times. Now 2 cannot go into any of these numbers, but what can go? 3. Now 3 into 5 is 5 because it can't go. 3 into 3 is 1. then what can go? 5. 5 into 5 is 1. Simple. So what am I going to do? Multiply all of this. 2 multiplied by 2 gives us 4. 4 multiplied by 3 gives us 12. And 12 multiplied by 5 gives us what? 60. So the LCM of my numerator is 60. Okay, let us proceed, please. I'll rule my line and I'll give 60. Alright, now let us divide. If 12 should divide 60, I'll get 5. Then use the 5 to multiply the numerator, which is 5. So 5 times 5 gives us 25. Minus. If 5 should divide 60. If 5 should divide 60, I'm going to get what? 12. Now we're going to use 12 to multiply what? 26. So let's do that. 26 times 12. 2 times 6 is what? 12 minus 1. 2 times 2 is 4 plus that one 5. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 2 2. So we have 2. 6 plus 5 gives us 11. So we have 312. Are you with me? So here becomes minus 312. Good. All over 60 should be LCM. Good. Now here at the denominator we have all over, what do I have at denominator? 25 over 12. Alright, so now if we subtract 312 from 25, which can also be, which we can also say, let's say 312 minus 25. Okay, take 1 here becomes 2, here becomes 11, take 1 here becomes 10, here becomes 12. 12 minus 5 gives us 7. Okay, so here becomes what's it called? 10. 10 minus 2 gives us 8, and here becomes 287. So automatically we are going to be having minus 287. Why are we having minus 287? Because why? 312 is bigger than 25. So the answer must be a negative sign. So we're going to be having minus 287 minus 287 all over, what is our denominator? All over 60. Now, instead of writing all over, I'll write divided by. Because why? If you say A over B, it also means A divided by B. It's as simple as that. Okay, so now, divided by what's now? 25 over 12. Are you with me? Now, from this point of view, division will change to multiplication, and then 25 over 12 will reciprocate. So here becomes minus 287 over 60. Now division becomes times. Now 12 goes to the numerator, and 25 comes to the denominator. Okay, so without wasting time, this is what we are going to get. This is what we are going to get. Here, we all know that 12 can cancel out what? 60. Yes. If 12 cancels itself 1, 12 cancels 60 will give us what? 5. So what do I have here? Minus 287 all over. Now 5 times 25 will give us 125. This becomes the answer. So the question, if we should evaluate, minus 287 all over 125. So class, we have come to the end of today's question, and I hope you've learned something new. So please don't forget to subscribe to our channel if this is your first time joining us, and also don't forget to help us share our videos. So we'll meet again in our next class. Thank you for watching, and thank you for staying with me all through the class. Bye for now.